With the strange season that Arsenal are having so far, with so many injuries, unluck with many officials, it looks like they're turning to another saviour. Let's get into it. What's good, guys? Welcome back to All About Arsenal. If you're a returning Gooner, you're welcome to my channel once again. If you're a new Gooner, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. As we know that Arsenal had a 1-1 draw on the weekend, and it was a very frustrating one at Brighton. A game that we should have won, a game that we expected to win, but hey, this is Premier League football. Anything can happen, and teams tend to get very competitive, especially when they're playing the top teams. They always feel that they have something to prove, and Arsenal were held to a 1-1 draw, even though we conceded a very dodgy penalty. And there was a lot of information that suggested afterwards that Saliba did actually make contact with his head to the ball. But that's all water under the bridge. We know that many decisions have gone against Arsenal, but it is what it is. That's football. However, it looks like Arsenal are trying to push things in the transfer market. A lot of talk has been going on that we need a forward. We need to sign a natural centre forward, and it seems that's what we're trying to do. And we're looking at another Jesus. We already have Gabriel Jesus. He seems to be picking up form, but that's not enough. We need Jesus squared. So we're looking at a Brazilian player called Igor Jesus. So let's go into the news. So the Gunners have shortlisted world-class names, but their top targets such as Newcastle's Alexander Isak and RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko are more likely to be available in the summer, which is very true. Arsenal are therefore looking at bringing in a cheaper striker at a stopgap solution. And according to Brazilian outlet RTL Esporte, Botafogo striker Jesus is on their radar. The 23-year-old joined Botafogo from United Arab Emirates side Shabab Al Ahly last summer and has made 31 appearances to date for the Brazilian side, scoring 8 goals and making 5 assists in the process. I find that a bit funny. Somebody that was in the Brazilian league to go to the Saudi league to go back to Brazil. I don't know whether he was homesick, but I don't know. I find it kind of strange, especially with the wages I know they're paying in the Saudi league. I find that a bit strange. The report claims that Botafogo, that's such a strange name for a team, Botafogo. If you're Portuguese and you know what it means, please let me know in the comments. Have rejected an offer from Arsenal for Jesus, although the amount put forward by the North London side is not revealed. Sounds like something Arsenal would do. They're very Machiavellian in the way they do things. Botafogo aren't willing to loan Jesus, but would reportedly consider a permanent sale for the right price. He has £183 million release clause in his contract, but 20 million would be reportedly enough to sign him this month. That to me kind of makes no sense. Well, it seems like they've got a higher band, or they've got a minimum amount, so that sounds like that's the minimum amount in regards to his clause. Sources have confirmed to Team Talk that Arsenal are open to signing a new striker this month if the right opportunity presents itself, something Arteta did say. As mentioned, Isak would be their dream signing, but Newcastle value him at over 115 million. And I know they slapped 150 million price tag, that's just to put teams off, and will be possible to lure him from St James's Park this winter. I doubt it. That's not going to happen as well. And there's also talks that Arsenal are interested in Evan Ferguson. I can't see that happening. This guy's had 1 goal in a number of appearances. That's not going to happen at all. So let's look at this guy, Jesus. I have to admit, I don't know much about this guy. What instantly rings to me that Arsenal seem a little bit desperate. He's unknown. No one knows about him. That could work to your advantage. That could also work to a disadvantage. But let's go into more information about this guy. Let's go into his stats. Let's see what he's about. So as you see on my screen, as I said, he's a Brazilian. He seems to have impeccable teeth by the picture you can see. He's 23 years old, nice young ripe age, 179 centimeters tall. So that's roughly about 5'11". He's Brazilian and he's a natural centre forward. So you can see on my scene, he's only a centre forward. I had a few reservations because yes, Arsenal fans were crying out we need a natural centre forward like Haaland, but at the same time, I like the versatility because you can see when Yeri's now injured, Raheem Sterling is out, Saka is out. You kind of need players that can rotate and can be versatile, but he's a natural centre forward. I don't know much about him at all. You see, it seems he's played quite a lot of his football in United Arab Emirates and in Brazil. He's a right-footed centre forward. And like I said, he's playing for Botafogo at this moment in time in Brazil. Interestingly enough, as you can see on my screen, he's only made his Brazilian debut at number 9. And we know that that's the number 9 that was held by the legend Ronaldo. And he made his debut last year, October the 11th. He's had 4 appearances for Brazil and 1 goal. That's not bad. So you can see transfer fee from El Shabab, Al Ahly. He moved from there back to Botafogo. So yeah, and if you look at his career stats, 168 appearances, 56 goals, 27 assists. That's roughly over 80 goal contributions in 168 games. So that's almost half, goal contributions in his appearances, which is standard. You would expect that realistically from a standard striker. I have to admit, because I don't know much about this guy, there's nothing that really stands out to me and says, oh my gosh, we need to get this guy. I don't think there's anything outstanding about him, but this could work to our advantage. And the reason I say that is that when players are relatively unknown, you don't really know what they're about. There's not much hype about them. So if they are really, really good and they are an unsung hero, an undiscovered gem, it could mean that it could work in our advantage. He can come to the Premier League and he can actually smash it, but we don't know much about him. I don't know whether he's quick. I don't know whether he's more of a poacher centre forward. We don't really know much about him. But like I said, this is what the latest rumours are. I do think he's a bit of an odd one from Arsenal, but I'm not surprised because we do kind of give that cheapskate vibe at times. We're very quite conservative in the way we spend money, which I don't think is a bad thing. However, if Arsenal are trying to chase a Premier League title first time over 20 years, I do think we probably have to show our intent by breaking the bank. But January transfer windows are always difficult. They're always quite tough. Teams are reluctant to sell, especially if teams are struggling. So I completely get that. But I would say there's better options. Like my previous videos, there's somebody like Christopher Nkunku, who is Premier League ready, Premier League proven, and he wants to leave Chelsea. That for me is a better option. Even if you don't buy them, bring them on loan until the end of the season. This is what I don't understand. And that's the thing I think is such a great strategy about bringing players on loan. Even if you don't want to buy them, loan them out. At least they can come in and do a job for the interim period. But let me know what you think in the comments. If you know more about this guy, Igor Jesus, tell me, do you think this is something Arsenal should go for? I'm not quite convinced, but hey, until the next video, peace.